Real quick, Happy New Year to everybody, officially. And we have Greg with us today.
Yo.
And we have Chris with us today.
Pinkerton if you're nasty.
Pinkerton if you're nasty. And Joe is on assignment. So there's a couple things I want to get out of the way real quick. One, I've had a rough morning. I fucking came, I was working on, I did my normal shit, took my dog for a walk, all that kind of stuff. And then Joe hit me up and said that his wife, Krista, was at Lowe's and bought a vanity and it's too big for the car. So Joe went up there in his car. It was too big for that car too. And I have my wife's Explorer here. So he's like, can anybody help? And I said, sure, I'll come on up there. Which is no big deal. But I had some shit I was trying to get done. And I know that sometimes with me, like if I don't get to it, I have a way of finding excuses to get out of it. Mm-hmm. So I came back and I was like, look, you put the dog in the crate. You're just going to keep the dog in the crate and get to it. So I came downstairs and I did a sit down Saturday shoot for the Tune aesthetic conversation. And it was one of those things where I sat down and I had like 3 or 4 talking points that I knew I wanted to cover. But while I was talking, I kept thinking of more shit. And I ended up like nailing this idea. Took it upstairs, fucking files corrupted.
Oh,
wow.
So at that point, I cut my losses and I played a video game for an hour and then took a shower. And I'll try again another day. But I was fucking furious. And it hasn't been just bad for me, Chris. It's been bad for you as well. And I want to give you an opportunity to talk about it because I want to make sure that you're okay.
Oh, no.
One, we lost Gangsta Boo recently.
We did, man. We did.
How are you holding up?
It's been tough, man.
I bet it's
been tough.
You're a big 3-6 fan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so is he.
Well, we didn't have a lot of top tier hip hop coming out of Alabama, so we stole Tennessee's swag.
Dude, is it the equivalent of Shang-Chi for Joe? Was it representation?
I don't know about that. I guess the last thing I heard her on was Yellow Wolf had a track with her and Eminem.
Oh, really?
One of his albums a couple albums ago.
Oh, that's weird, but yeah.
It was. But yeah.
I guess I've heard it as well, but it doesn't ring any bells to me. I must have found it to be somewhat unremarkable.
You must have. And honestly, it's not my favorite track on that album.
No.
Even though Eminem's on it,
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's, I haven't really heard anything else about what happened or anything.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. But,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I recently listened to her interview on Drink Champs, and it was kind of like, she seemed like in good spirits and in a good place, and so I don't know. And then but that's not where it starts and ends, Chris.
No,
with your bad luck recently. Waffle House establishments across the country are under great scrutiny.
They are
because of this brawl.
You know what's funny?
Yeah, tell me.
That actually happened in 2021.
Did it really?
Yeah. I read an interview. The young lady who did the chair magic.
She's making her way across all social media platforms now, and Fox News had her on.
So apparently, Waffle House blacklisted her from working there because of her contribution to that brawl.
Yeah,
but she tells the story of what happened and everything, and that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Waffle House popping off, man.
It's a crazy place.
Started something.
So with that out of the way, I want to get the new year back off to a good vibe.
Yeah,
So let's move on to our guest and ask, how was your nerd week?
Hey, y'all. My nerd week was pretty good.
It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a long while. But,
your beard is glistening.
You see that, right? Yeah, right? You got a little shine. I wish y'all could see it too. Shine. When I saw Chris, I was like, oh yeah, I'm in the right place. Cause I remember at Skullfest when you had the whole matching outfit.
Bro.
Yeah.
Another level right there.
Swag like that, you gotta come correct.
That's
you just
right.
never know. You never know.
I've said, sometimes I come over here and Bobby's swagged out. He put his dog's name on his shoes and everything.
Oh yeah,
sweet.
Doing
the big thing. Sometimes he's just wearing some sweatpants.
Yeah, I'm looking at him. Yep.
There you go.
So I've been good, man. Just chilling. I was telling you earlier about Project Helmsworth. Can I talk about Project?
Please.
So, Project Helmsworth came up in July 8th. And I took my wife to go see Thor: Love and Thunder. And I had seen a couple trailers, so I knew it was coming. Chris Hemsworth was about to get ass naked. So I didn't even bother to look at the screen. I turned and look at my wife. I'm like, I wonder what the fuck she gonna do when she see that.
When I look at mine, she just looks at the ground because she fucking knows better.
Yeah, see, that's what's up. See, that's how it's supposed to be, right? But see, I like to start shit too, because sometimes my wife catches me slipping. So so I look over and I say, well, what the fuck is you looking at? And she's just giggling. Nothing. Yeah, haha, nothing hell. So we watched the movie or whatever, right? Movie in, we walk out. I said, so how'd you like the movie? It was good. Yeah, you like seeing his ass. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not what it was. I said, you know what? How about this? From this birthday, which was 2 days after the movie, to the birthday of this year, I said, I'm about to get right. Like Chris Hemsworth. She said, what you mean? Eating better, working out, stuff like that. And right now, I'm almost close to 40 pounds down.
Damn. Look out, man.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go over here. We got to go do this and we got to do that.
I hit the wrong button.
Well, big surprise, Cody's on the soundboard.
Yeah. And I have other ones on here, but I forget what they are. I know
it'll be a fun show then.
I changed Joe's. It's here, but I'm going to save it. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So that's that's the major thing that's been going on. As far as like nerd stuff, I finally got on the G.I. Joe train.
Oh, the classified,
bruh.
It is a good line, man.
Yes, but what brought my attention was the up-to-date versions of these figures.
Dude, so you should have been here for my fucking discussion earlier today.
Bruh, I'm serious. Like, I don't understand why some people don't like, this new look. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. If these guys and gals are out fighting, they got to have some type of armor, right? With the exception of one person. I swear, after getting Sergeant Slaughter, that motherfucker don't need no armor.
No.
I think he's just built.
And it still works, right? Because like it still looks like a modern day drill instructor,
right? Right.
Yeah.
Or modern day drill instructors would fashion themselves after someone like that, because they see him as tough and or the who's the guy from Full Metal Jacket.
Gomer Pyle or the
sergeant that was fucking with him.
You know
what I'm saying?
Army.
You wanted to have that mentality. So that I get, but some of this stuff they need to keep with that modern look. You know what I'm saying?
And I think they can. I think it's a balance. I think they can go too far. I think maybe like the Roadblock is a good example. Like they got
which one?
Exactly.
They only did 3 so far.
Exactly. But like when they did the one that was a little bit closer to the G1,
not the one with his beard.
No,
I know what you mean. The one with the tank top.
Where it's like it's a modern take on the character, but it's easily recognizable as a representative of that character that you grew up with.
Sure. An easy trick would be like you've got, say, Sergeant Slaughter or Roadblock, big fellas with their tank tops on. I mean, have a fucking vest you can take off so you get that modern look.
Right.
But if you want it to look like your 80s cartoon, you pop that off and just let them flex like The Rock.
Oh, Christ.
And see, I've heard a bunch of people complain about Gung Ho, and I'm like, Gung Ho was a guy, if you think about it, he just had a vest on with open skin. That's a target.
And he literally had a bullseye painted on his chest.
Exactly. So why not give him that new vest that he has? I would feel safer if I was going to do something like that. Let me go out and fight bad guys with no shirt on. Let me at least have some type of bulletproof vest on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's just me. That's just me.
I agree. I love that line in general. I think it is the most impressive domestic toy line that we've ever seen. Overall, like I would have said before them, I would have said Black Series 3 years ago, but even Black Series 3 years ago is not doing what they're doing sculpt wise or articulation wise.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of the import nods and putting it on
100%
on a modern domestic figure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. So that that's been my big thing, and I know we talk. I talk about streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Tubi is now my best friend.
Really?
Why? Tubi has all the classic cartoons.
Yeah.
I'm watching Conan the Adventurer.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. You remember that?
Yeah.
I'm watching that. Of course, G.I. Joe. I'm talking good about G.I. Joe, but if you have to actually watch the older cartoons, there's some non-shooting motherfuckers.
Oh, I know.
If you think about I want you to think about the intro. Why is G.I. Joe attacking their own base?
I don't. I haven't seen it in so long.
Go back and watch it.
It's like Allen Iverson, man. I'm talking about practice.
Wait.
We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
So you got Frank Caliendo doing Morgan Freeman doing Allen Iverson.
Yes,
that's a 3-layer sandwich Bobby just fed us.
That's what's
That's great.
But I was gonna say like fuck. Oh, so I started doing this thing that I'm gonna put on Patreon. It starts Sunday, but like it's like a mystery Skullface theater.
Oh my goodness!
And I'm watching like all the old cartoons and sort of talking about it. And like sometimes it's like interesting stuff, like or like more thoughtful stuff where it's like I remember as a kid being confused when I saw the first Transformers episode because I didn't see that episode first. Mm-hmm. It just had, I saw the first
Cybertron.
Yeah, I saw it much later. And I was like, what the fuck are they turning into?
Why is Soundwave bending over awkwardly?
Why didn't they finish his transformation? Et cetera. So it's like stuff like that. But then it's also like, like when Rumble like backsmack Spike, I'm like, God damn, he smacked shit out of him. Like, but it's but I'm going back and watching a lot of the old cartoons as well recently. So, I'm enjoying it.
Well, Tubi got him, man. They got Cops. Remember Cops?
I do remember Cops.
Fighting crime in the future time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Do they got Brave Star?
Did they got Brave Star?
I don't know.
I gotta see.
I just saw your boy Ramen Toys is doing a Brave Star figure.
Yeah, I saw that as well. They're I don't know. I hope Super 7 is still doing that whole conversation.
That's a weird one.
It's a weird one, man. It's a weird one because
ain't nobody told me no, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, like Ramen Toys has put out a couple of these Silverhawk figures, and they are like collabs with Super 7.
Maybe.
Okay, let me restate it. On the back of the box, it says Ramen Toys X Super 7 as if it were a collab.
Right.
But Super 7 has their own Silverhawks coming. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why would you help the biggest competition? It's a very strange dynamic. It's just, and then did both people get the license? Like, it's just, I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's a mess.
I have a lot of questions.
That's what's up. So that, and as far as video games, I got a PC, so
gross.
You say that, but guess what?
I'm just kidding.
No,
listen, I'm just kidding.
I would say the same thing too back in the day, right? But I was able to get Spider-Mans now, so I don't have to get a PlayStation 5.
Oh, so those are available on PC?
On the Steam, on Steam.
Okay.
So that saved me money. And hey, I was with you on that. I was like, what the fuck do I need a PC for? I got this Xbox and I'll just get this PlayStation. But nah, like, hook up a controller, the little dongle, Xbox. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that Spider-Man game, I know they're years old, but wow.
It's great.
That old, the one that I played,
it's the last one that came out on PS. I played it PS4.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Play the Miles.
Yeah, I played both of them. Yeah,
great, man.
Yep.
I didn't play Miles.
I got a PS5 last year.
This one still works. This one still works.
But most people, like I was talking to my brother last summer when I saw him, and talking about playing some game, and he's got a PC, and I said I played on the PS5. He said, "That's fine." Just like that, I'm like, "You motherfucker."
Yeah, I just like I think I have horror memories of playing video games on PC.
And they're all learning games.
Well, no. Ironically, my Mac, we had a Mac at school where I played Number Munchers. It was like,
hey, that game was like that. That game was like that. With that tribal monsters, what you talking about? That game was like that.
See, but here's the thing that's funny. When they used to put me in the resource room, that was the type of shit they had me doing. It was like playing Number Muncher video games while like everybody else.
Did you catch some dysentery while you were in there, Bobby?
I haven't been checked.
From Oregon Trail?
No. I didn't play. I only played. I think it was mostly math stuff that they had me playing, but
math blasters.
It was like all stuff to keep me just focused and on target and not pay attention to the other kid in the resource room next to me.
Bobby's yelling on the computer. I don't care how many apples Tommy has.
The Oregon Trail. I could never get past like the first month. We die. Like, Billy died of this. You ate the wrong squirrel.
Exactly.
Some stupid shit.
Oregon Jason, shout out to him. He came to my, I
know Jason.
He came to my house for Skullfest and he brought a wooden plaque of the shape of the state of Oregon with a scene from that game like I guess CNC'd on there. Like it looks like that type of.
He's a big Mythic Legions guy now.
Is he really?
Every time I often say I'm telling Bobby every time he posts.
Good.
He and I have a nice little secret too. I won't put his business out there. If you're still listening, Jason, you know.
Fair enough.
You know.
Fair enough. Anything else?
You watch anything cool on streaming or anything?
You know what? We went back down memory lane with The Best Man, the final chapters.
Oh yeah.
So there's a new one coming out, right?
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they just dropped.
Okay.
And so we watched that. It's good to see the characters, but I mean, this is just me. No disrespect. They old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was looking at. I saw that.
But that's how time works.
Yeah, I understand that, but you know, you go back on those movies and you're like, yeah, Nia Long, yeah, Sanaa,
Nia Long.
yeah.
I mean, listen. Let's be honest.
Lesbi.
Very.
I mean, would you pass up either one at this point?
No.
Our wives aren't listening.
Okay,
so.
all right. Now here's my thing about this, because I already told my homeboys this. I said I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Craig, are you high?
Well, yeah, that's what they probably say. But it'd be like, it's more like you be getting it in because of the name. For me, like
I don't know, man.
because I'm like, if I saw at the bar one of them, I'm not gonna say which one, so because then there'll be a focus. But if they was like, yeah, you know what's good, da 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 da, I'll be like,
yeah. Well, the name.
I gotta think about it.
The name counts, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a good bar story, you know. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, I turned down Nia Long.
Yeah, I fucked Nia Long one night. You know,
know
like
what I'm
it was long after she was in her prime. I'll say, but
yeah. I mean, that's just like going back on high school. And I don't know if you ever had this conversation with if your high school folks, but there was a bad chick back in high school that you knew you couldn't, you know what I'm saying, knock
out
down.
of your league.
Right. So now you meet her up and she's, you know,
3 husbands, pat down,
little bit,
kids everywhere.
Yeah, maybe it's some tad bit,
wearing her Tweety Bird pajamas to the methadone clinic.
That lower back tattoo is not on her lower back anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, do you smash? You know, do you engage?
No. That's
just to say the name.
Yeah, because the name doesn't ring the same. Nia Long's name and Cynthia, whoever fuck, you know, like it's like,
oh my goodness, Cynthia.
There was, I mean, the girl that was in high school that I was like, you know, like it was just like, it wasn't even that I was attracted to her because she was an attractive girl, but like her body type wasn't really my type, but she was just like gorgeous, you know. It was like she belongs on a cover of a magazine or something. You know, I have no idea how she turned out. I've tried to look her up a couple times just to see how it shaked out for her.
Like Gent magazine, that kind of magazine?
And I mean, like the Cosmopolitan, you know, pretty, like a very pretty face. You know, like
what's some other trash porno mags from our youth?
I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Cherry.
Oh, Cherry, I remember.
King. When did King make?
King was in the porno though.
Yeah.
King was like a Maxim.
Yeah, it was like
you can still get the same job done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you can get it done with a JCPenney catalog.
That's a fact.
That's not mince words,
dude. Fredericks of Hollywood has got it done many a times. But I remember thinking to myself, like, you know, like I wonder how a person like that, how their life shakes out, because it's funny. It's an interesting topic because I feel like I got sold this ticket every once in a while of like people in high school that are like super popular. They all turn out to be losers, and like the nerds and shit end up to grow up to be like the super successful ones, right? But then like I kind of got out in the real world and I was like, no, they kind of just continue winning, and like the fucking losers kind of just continue losing. Like by and large, like there's exceptions, but it's like a lot of times these like traits that put these people in certain social rings throughout life tend to keep them in certain places throughout life too, unless they overcome it. Right. You know, and it's not bloody fair, is it?
Nah. Nope.
You know, it sucks.
Yeah.
You know,
but that's the struggle.
Yeah.
And it makes a good musician, right, Bobby?
Yeah, that's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Chris, how about you?
Holy mackerel. I watch a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Good, bad, and otherwise.
I watched a little bit myself. So
I did. But I watched I finished Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw
Man.
You've seen the meme, of course.
Of course, I've seen all the memes.
Where the state of Maine is his face.
I haven't seen that one. That's
what?
Great. That's
oh
great.
God, let me see if
that's great.
For you.
Finished Chainsaw Man. It's an anime based on a manga.
Wanta manga.
It's my oldest son. It's his like favorite thing, and I told him I'd watch it with him, and it was 12 episodes or whatever. It was very entertaining. Like it's subtitled, which Okay, that's great. Next time, baby. I enjoy that. So, I mean, I'm not going to go read the books or anything.
No.
It's an interesting story. It's very anime, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of tropes.
Well, the moment that I saw a guy with a big chainsaw coming out of his head, I was like, this is very anime.
Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I bet.
Yeah, that was good. I watched something called Alice in Borderland. It is, I think it's on, Bobby, you might have heard of Netflix.
I canceled it recently.
I heard.
But I recently also came into an opportunity. For those listening, Chris got me a Netflix gift certificate for Christmas for like $30. And he was smart, because if he'd have got me like a Visa one and said it was meant for Netflix, it kind of would have been a dice roll, I'm going to be honest. But he got me a Netflix specific gift certificate, so I have to use it on Netflix.
He has to use
Go ahead, Chris. Good job, sir.
So Alice in Borderland is Kelly had the second season had come out, so Kelly was watching that. She asked me if I watched the first season. I'm like, fine, I'll watch it. But it's subtitled, which once again, no, wait, hang on. I take that back. We watched the dub. We watched the dub because she wanted me to watch. I'm like, I can't do it. Because like, here's the deal. I watch things. I often watch things passively. Like on my phone, I'm doing something else while I'm watching it. Mm-hmm. If it's subtitled, I have to stare at the screen the whole time.
Right.
And my brain, like, it doesn't work the same.
See, I can only watch things I can only watch three things passively: interviews, things I've seen before, and documentaries. Documentaries are great for just putting on. If it's like a show or a movie or a story, like I have to engage, or I'll miss it.
Right. Mm-hmm. This is there's an apocalypse. Like there's the power all goes out, and this is in Tokyo. And basically, it's kind of this. It kind of reminds me of like a Saw kind of thing, because you have to go like play these games, and some of them are real fucked up, like only one person will survive. Well, I came with my friends, and I have noticed a trope, and I guess it's an anime trope. This wasn't an anime, this is like a live action thing. But it's like they have this group of characters you start with, and like 3 episodes in, all but one of them are dead. Chainsaw Man was the same way. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you didn't give me enough information to care about these people.
Yep.
Or maybe I was watching it too passively. But now you've killed these characters. Anyways, it was entertaining. I haven't watched the second season. I don't know if I'll watch the second season.
Yeah.
But it was something nice to watch with the wife. The show Alone we've talked about here. Joe would watch. I watched it. Yeah. So I watched 2 seasons of that. The first 2 seasons of that.
That's a lot.
I don't know how many more seasons I'm going to watch, because it's kind of, different fucked up things you're going to happen to people in the woods, but at the same time, it's the same thing. Like,
I can't.
People quit the first day. On both those seasons, people are like, nope, I can't do this. Come get me. Like, the sun didn't even go down there. Like, no, there's bear shit. I'm out. I'm not. I'm like, did you not realize there were going to be bears here? Yeah. I watched Jack Ryan on Jack Ryan season 3 on Amazon. Okay. This is the John Krasinski.
Jack. It's
Tom Clancy. It's Tom Clancy. Jack Ryan is the lead character of most Tom Clancy's books, and movies. Like,
oh, okay. All right.
Alec Baldwin played Jack Ryan in Hunt for Red October. Okay. So they've taken that character and kind of expunged it a bit. This is season 3. It was great. I had Brian Brink describe it. It's Andor without the Star Wars. It's a political thriller kind of thing. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Tom Cruise did the movies too, right? Was that Jack Ryan? Tom Cruise?
He did Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
And then they made a Jack Reacher TV show also.
And that was with Swole Guy. What's his name? Alan Rickson?
I don't know that dude's name, but he's a big guy. Well, he looks big on. And that was a big complaint about the Tom Cruise version is, like, that's a book series. In the books, he's like a just giant guy. Mm-hmm. And Tom Cruise is 5'0", right? Even if you shoot him from the ground, he's still not going to be that tall. Right. Mm-hmm. I had mentioned last time, I think I was listening to the Dooku audiobook.
You did?
And I finished that. And then I watched the first 2 episodes of Bad Batch season 2.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that was out.
I was about to say that's out.
Yeah, it came out this week.
Okay.
And it all kind of ties together because one of the episodes is on the planet.
How is it?
It's different.
Okay. I'll take that.
Some time has passed since the last season. They all have different armor, which yay, more toys, I guess.
Yeah.
But like Omega is older and seems to be a little less annoying. Rhea Perlman that does the voice of the lizard lady. I don't know, Wanda Sykes voices a character now, which is bizarre as hell.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the two episodes.
Okay. Well, that's a nice breath of fresh air in considering it's past.
Yeah. I don't know. You will probably hate it.
Maybe.
You didn't like the first season?
Oh my God, dude.
I'll be honest with you. I watched for 3 episodes and was out, but then I went back and finished watching it recently and was like, I like it better as a whole.
Yeah, the first episode gets you because they're like doing amazing things. They're like, damn, this shit tight. And then I get it. A couple of them start to fall off.
Just the freak of the week sort of approach to anything is never my bag. Like, here's the mission this week, and then that's over. And
Well, I will tell you the first 2 episodes are kind of the same. They're lumped together at least.
Overarching.
Yeah, it seems like there might be more of an overarching story there. My laser broke, which sucked. Those that don't know, I have a laser cutter, and the way a laser works is there's a glass tube that water flows through and keeps it cool. And it got really cold over the past few weeks, and my laser tube broke. It cracked. So $500 and a very tense afternoon of reinstalling and rewiring it, which I'll say my weak point of any sort of building anything is the electronic part of it.
Oh my God.
I'm so nerve wracked by it, but it's installed.
Nicely done.
It works. And I think it might work better than with the one it came with.
Nice.
And I read that oftentimes the upgrade, the new one you get will be better than the one you had in it. So it seems to be working good. I haven't run a lot on it, but
I lack the patience to do this sort of work. You might find surprising, but
yeah,
I tend to want to just break things rather than fix things.
Well,
yeah, I heard about the attic story.
yeah. That was one.
And let's see. Well, we had Christmas and New Year's, and
yes,
we've had all sorts of activities. And I'm trying to think of anything. Just I got a poop knife for Christmas.
Lucky.
A poop? Do you know what a poop knife is?
No, that's why I'm making a face.
Okay,
please do tell.
So, in some households, you might find in the bathroom,
in some households,
a some sort of tool to chop up turds because the heat's just too big for the toilet. So, I got it. It's a gag gift. It's like one of those tools. I guess what you do is like if you were gonna put icing on a cake and spin it around. It's not even a knife, but it says poop knife on it. I have it hanging in the bathroom.
Nice.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it sounds it.
Yeah. my son knows me well. Didn't do jack for New Year's really. We literally play video games and watched the ball drop and went to bed.
Yeah, we stayed at home and did play Monopoly.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
I did watch for the wrestling portion of the show. Jose and Wes and I stayed up overnight, and a couple other people. I think Paul C and Kale popped in there too, and watched New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom 17 overnight. It came on at 3 a.m, so I set my clock and accommodated, and it was an amazing show. Probably match of the year's already happened from that show.
Huh.
There's a 5-star ranking system for matches, and it got 6.25 stars.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega for the U.S. title.
I'll tell you, I had a bit of a rough Christmas. Not awful, not bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Rough. Is it because you had a dog?
Because we had a dog now.
Rough.
Yeah. But the night before Christmas Eve, I ate too much and I drank too much. And I woke up the next morning at 4 o'clock, not getting a full night's sleep from the kids coming in and being super excited for gifts and shit. And I was not hitting on 100 at all. And I wasn't ill or anything. It wasn't like that sort of a party, but it was just like I felt like I'd been rolled over with a fucking steamroller. I wasn't hungry. We have a pretty big Christmas brunch. I didn't want any of it. I ate a little bit of it because it's you feel obligated to eat.
I had biscuits and gravy that morning. It was amazing.
But I just was still fucking full. You know what I mean? And then we made pizzas in the evening as we do. And funny story to that. my in-laws got me this Uni pizza oven, which I was a little bit taken back by. I mean, obviously Laura told them what to get, but it was still a very kind gesture. I was appreciative of it. So we're like, man, we'll use this bad boy tonight. You know what I mean? Fire it up, got it out, set it up. You looked at the instructions. They're like, all right, place the pellets in the little thing. Okay, that all works. All right, and then just take your fire starter and put that over top. And I was like, well, I don't see that in here. Well, you buy that separate.
Oh, what a bummer.
And we didn't have it. So we just did it the old-fashioned way, which was still good, but I was still full. I was still like my like slightly like, oh, I got a headache. I drank too much. That shit was long gone. I got right back on the wagon. And was drinking with no problem, but I was still full. And then I had my birthday a couple days later, fucking full. I've just been fucking full for like the past like 2 weeks. I feel like so.
You had a lot of pasta at my house.
That. I had fucking New Year's Day. So I started my diet. Well, not my diet, but my back to fucking normal lifestyle. Yeah. On Tuesday, I didn't get hungry again until yesterday.
Wow. It's incredible.
Just because of how much I've been consuming.
You've been pooping, man?
Yeah. You need the knife?
No problem. No, knife free. Knife free.
No knife. I did go to the doctor today. I just had a checkup. I have to get my blood work done. Everything looks good. She did tell me that this year's flu is. She didn't say this, but I did. They were out of flu shots, so I went to get into the pharmacy and got one like right before I came. And I said to the pharmacist, I said, the doctor says this is the fuck around to find out flu, and he's like, yeah, it is.
Wow.
So get your flu shot if you haven't gotten one. Yeah. Just a regular flu shot.
Yeah. Knock on wood. I'm still flu free for years. I've been getting a flu shot for years too.
There you go.
Yeah. Was that it?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, so, I gave the condensed version.
Yeah.
Or let me rephrase that. That's all the notes I took.
Right. So let me see if there was anything else I had during New Year's my birthday. We didn't really do shit. Recorded a show which I enjoyed. And then we had something. Oh, it was kind of fun. I just bought like a bunch of different loaves of bread and a bunch of like different peanut butters and a bunch of different jellies, and we just made a whole fuck ton of like peanut butter and jellies, peanut butter and honeys.
Bro, that's awesome.
Shit like that. Like we bought that little sandwich maker my wife got me for Christmas. Threw that bad boy and made some grilled cheese.
Ooh.
Like it just
sounds like a little, my kind of party.
Like a little white trash birthday dinner, but it was good. It was fun. And they don't even like that shit, but they still enjoyed.
They don't like peanut butter and jelly?
Nope.
What's wrong with them?
I don't know, man. It's fucking insane, my kids, dude.
My kids will eat peanut butter, but they won't eat peanut butter and jelly.
They won't eat peanut butter. My baby will eat peanut butter, won't eat peanut butter on bread. She'll have it like on a banana or an apple or something like that. And the other ones won't touch peanut butter.
We've coddled these kids too much, man. Here's your sandwich. Eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I watched the documentary on Miss Cleo on HBO. Call Me Now is what it's called.
Call Me Now.
Call Me Now. It was interesting. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was like 40 minutes too long.
Right.
Is it a documentary or a documentary series?
It's a documentary film.
Okay.
And it was just like a lot of like I only need one person to make the point. Like I don't need to hear it the same thing from 10 fucking different people.
You don't need that confirmation bias?
No. And I mean there's some shit in there with like, trying to frame it a number of different ways, and it's like, look, man, I'm sorry. I'm not going to buy that this is a story of heroes and villains.
Yeah.
Everybody here was on the take. Mm-hmm. Everybody. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me about the evil white man that owned the company that put her at the helm that made don't tell me about that. She wasn't fucking Jamaican. She's on the take. There was other fucking like psychics, lowercase p, that like took the phone for Miss Cleo, and they'd be like, "Well, I want to talk to Miss Cleo." Well, hold on 1 second, I'll go check. And they like just go into the kitchen and get like a sandwich real quick and come back and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, she's busy." And like they're on the take. Everybody's on the take.
Yeah.
You know, there's no fucking moral high ground in this situation. But it was still an interesting look behind the curtain of all that shit because she was like a fucking phenomenon. You know, she's like the first famous psychic. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. And it's worth watching because there is value in all of it. It's just like sometimes like towards the end, they just started to kind of paint it away where I was like, wait a minute. There's like, I'm not going to buy that she's a victim. I'm not going to. She was making money.
I don't know if is she still alive?
She's dead.
Okay,
she's dead. Didn't see it coming though. It's just weird.
Man, look out!
No. So
Hey, I'm sorry.
okay, so I have another point. I went and saw. I don't know. I don't even know where to start. I'll start here. So I watched. It came on TV, and I watched Backdraft. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and it was funny. It brought back a lot of memories of my dad and all that, and watching it, and like as an adult watching it, I was like, man, like they really went for the dramatic effect on some of this stuff, but I still found it to be an enjoyable experience.
I don't think I've ever seen Backdraft.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's
I remember when it came out.
It's worth a watch. And like, and it's like I don't know, but probably because my dad was in the department that like I grew up like that shit was like said around my house. Like,
right.
It was like if you like went to open the front door, my dad would say, "You check that door for heat, Tim." And like just because it's from the movie, and it was like just something you always said, and it was just funny. And they had like there's an old school Chicago department, so they have like dogs and shit in the firehouse. And like when I was a kid, one of the stations my dad would work at, they had like a dog in the firehouse. It's just like it just brings back some nostalgic memories for me.
That's cool.
On Joe's advice, I wish he was here. Of course, he probably won't hear this. I bought Doom Eternals on PlayStation 4.
Okay.
And I've been playing it. And I've been enjoying it. However, a couple things. One, it's hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck. And I brought that up on the fucking Zoom meeting, and the people started laughing, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's like known for being fucking ridiculous." So I backed it down to easy, and I'm having a better time playing it. Let me tell you what my issue is with the game. And I am enjoying it. And there's nostalgic elements to it. Like a lot of the old villains are back, like, but like revamped for the modern era. And it all kind of works for me. But let me tell you what I found to be frustrating, or not frustrating, not enjoyable. When I played Doom as a kid, and maybe it's been too long, but the way I remember it was you just like the level is kind of like a maze. Mm-hmm. You're trying to find the end of the level, and then trying to get to the end of the level, you come across a series of villains throughout the halls and whatever, and you kill the villains and the demons, and you kind of keep getting it. In this, it's kind of like there's like passageways that dump you into this big arena, and then there's like 100 fucking villains that you have to kill at once. And then you get into another hallway to find the next fucking big dump of 100 fucking villains. And the 100 fucking villains part is fucking hard and frustrating. And like, I just wish that there was more like just casual, like villains just popping up, and you just have to kill one or two and then find your way through the level, as opposed to just like, okay, here we go again, another fucking arena with another fucking horde of demons. And but I say that to say this, I am super enjoying it.
Nice.
And it is taking my mind off of my going into a carbohydrate relapse. So
you need to get like Cooking Mama or something like you're like cooking and eating in the game.
Yeah. I went to the movie theater 3 days ago.
You went to where?
The movie theater.
You're saying it right.
I'm saying it fast.
I see.
And I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Hey, how was that?
There's like a little static, right?
Getting a purr. There, that's your phone. Fucking iPhones.
Tapping into the Matrix. Man.
No, I mean, it's fine on the table. It's just you can't lay it on the cord. That's all it was.
Gotcha. So I saw I Want to Dance with Somebody, the Whitney Houston movie. And it was good. I give it 8.5. But I have some criticisms. My criticisms are, for one, the guy who plays Bobby Brown is fucking trash. He's fucking trash. He's the same guy who plays RZA in the Hulu show. If you've watched the Wu-Tang show,
No,
I gotta look him up real quick.
that's the guy
Dude,
from.
he's-
That's the guy from the second Equalizer.
could be.
Yeah, young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just not a good actor, man. I don't know who he's related to, but however he landed this fucking gig, he's just not a good actor. I don't have anything against him. I know he's trying. But that movie has a ton of great performances in it, and his is not one of them. I don't buy him as Bobby Brown at any point during it, and he overdoes everything, like all the like, you know, the bop and shit, and like the whole like it's all like overstated. You know what I mean? Nothing ever has a period on it. It always has an exclamation point. You know. My other issue is an issue that I have, but I have it with an understanding. She has a huge career, like from like 85 to like 2010 or some shit. Like she has a huge career. They pretty much just hit the extreme highs and lows of her career. It's like a wave file where they just cut off the tips, gather the tips of the wave into a pile, and then tell that story.
Fair, okay.
But I understand, because if you were to really dig into all this shit, it'd probably fucking have to be like a goddamn trilogy. But it does seem like there were certain parts that we probably should have explored a bit more that we didn't. Like, you know, like her kind of fall into drug use and stuff, and the connection. I think some of the like broader points of like, this is a girl that grew up in Newark and then kind of found fame, but was still kind of craving, you know, the energy that she grew up with, you know, and that she found a bit of that with Bobby, and they just don't have time. They just don't have time to kind of show you all of these connection points in her life. That's a criticism. Bobby, the actor's trash. And then I feel like there was a third one that I had.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
What's the music? Is it?
It's Whitney.
It is her.
Yeah, thank Christ.
So this was this is like an approved documentary.
Yeah, biopic.
That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they had or biopic. I'm still not 100% sure on it.
Whichever sauce you want to roll with.
Yeah. My other criticism is her father in real life was like a hustler, swindler type. He was involved in politics. Like he was a slimy dude.
Okay.
He also ran around on his wife most of her childhood, which they definitely show. Mm-hmm. But what they don't show is, it's my understanding, and I have to do some more research. We're actually doing her for Bobby Boogie Bop completely coincidentally next month. But like, it's always been my understanding that what broke their marriage up was that the mother, Sissy, who had a music career of her own, was found having a full-blown affair with like the preacher or pastor of their church that like Whitney grew up and sang in. And that's what split the marriage up. But they don't talk about that at all. It's just about what the father did. And I don't mean that in like a, why aren't we keeping it equal for everybody? But I mean that in like look, like this woman was once again, like it's not about moral high ground. Like this was a broken marriage.
So who's still alive? Is the mom and dad both still alive, or is the dad's?
You know what? I don't think. So I don't know. I should say that I would imagine.
The reason I say that is if the mom's still alive and the dad's deceased, then that's probably why you got that perspective.
That's a good point. I know that
they don't like those movies when they make them look like the bad guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Whitney died, obviously.
Yeah.
Whitney's daughter died in a fucking bathtub also. And then Whitney had an adopted son that died like 3 months after the daughter.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So like it's all drug related, I believe. And then Bobby has other kids.
And Bobby's son, he passed away last year.
Did he?
I know I had a friend on Facebook that put it up there and was like, this is sad. I was like, I think he died 2 years ago. But she put it up on a post like yesterday.
Yeah, well, Bobby was a bit of a Rolling Stone himself. So, I think he had a few sodas, Royal Oats in a few places.
You know what's funny?
He had a number of new additions, you might say.
Yeah, every little step he took.
Don't be cruel.
No. No.
It's funny. On Wikipedia,
That static, was that from the... I should call Mr. Telephone Man.
Wow.
It's your prerogative to do that.
They don't list a father at all. They just list Sissy Houston as her mom. That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and her father was like involved in state politics and shit. He was like, and it was a completely corrupt organization that he was like,
Mom's still alive,
typical Newark shit.
Mom's 89 years old.
Wow, Sissy, still rocking and rolling.
And I guess John Houston Jr. It doesn't list if he's alive or dead. That's weird.
It did get me thinking. Like,
is Dionne Warwick in it at all?
No, she's mentioned though.
I had a dog named Dionne Warwick.
Did you really?
I swear to God, it looked just like Dionne Warwick. It was half.
She had a
half
psychic
pit, half
thing
boxer.
too.
Yeah, she did. Yep, she did.
Yep.
Yeah, she. They mentioned Dionne because Dionne's her cousin.
There's some relation.
Yeah, or aunt maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's.
And
let me see what it is.
And then she had like somebody's like her godmother. It might even be like Aretha Franklin's her godmother. Like she has like she's all because Sissy sang for like everybody.
Yeah,
like
so
backup.
Dionne's her cousin.
There you go. So let me think what else. But the movie was good. I strongly recommend. And it got me thinking, man, like sometimes I think about like people that grew up in the 70s and how they had to, they got like all like that like classic like, soul, like Al Green, fucking Queen, we got it in the 80s too, but like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of like Pink Floyd and shit. Like
I'll be honest with you, like growing up, I didn't really care for music from the 70s, but now like if you give me a decade of music, I listen to 70s all day long.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the greatest eras. I mean, just Bowie. Like it's one of the greatest eras in music. But like it got me thinking. I was like, man, like fucking not for nothing. In my lifetime, not in person, but I got to see the live performances of fucking Whitney Houston. Her voice, and I got to see Michael moonwalk, and I got to see Prince play the guitar, and like what a fucking time I had to be alive as well. You know what I mean? Like there's some shit that happened during my lifetime as well. So let's see. So here's a funny one. We're walking. We're like taking a little stroll. We're actually going to walk around, and look at like Christmas lights in the neighborhood and stuff. And Jana says to me, she was like, "You have main character energy." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "You have main character energy." She says, "You came from like troubled times and then found success and like all this stuff." And then Laura said, "What about me?" And Jane looked at him and went, "Oh, big side character energy."
I mean, she's not wrong.
I know. I thought that was funny. Speaking of Jana, I had a buddy of mine that like he's had a rough go of it. I'm not going to put his name out there, but like his wife and him split. Mm-hmm. He has to pay a fuck ton of child support. And he has been to a Halloween party before.
Okay.
And dude, it's so bad. Like his wife is like taking him back to like get extra money because she like saw like he has like throughout the year an average of like X amount of time to make overtime, and they're like saying, "Well, you have the option to do that. We're gonna take half of that too, even if make it or don't make it." Damn. So he's had a rough go of it, right? And I think the wife has majority custody, all this shit. And I don't mean to paint her as a villain. I don't know her. I'm it's Amnesty International over here. But I knew he was going to be alone on Christmas, and like that sort of shit kills me. I'm just wired that way. So like I brought it up to my family, and like Jana was like, "Look, like it's the right thing to do." Like they were all like talked, and they were like, "Look, it's the right thing to do." Ask him if he wants to come over for Christmas, and she's like, "But we would prefer it just be us for Christmas." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "You know what? It's just us." I'm just like, it's just us. Say less. Don't worry about it. And I made the decision I made, and I have mixed feelings about it. But it was the first time I think, and at least blatantly, that I was faced with like an ultimatum of like, some other walk of life and my kids, whether it be my professional life or my work life or this shit or whatever. And I was faced with a blatant black and white decision. They were very clear. We're cool. We understand it. We'd prefer You know, if you want to do it, that is what it is. We're good with it, but we'd prefer it not. And I went with their preference.
Yeah.
You know, which maybe is sort of turning a page for me in some way. And I want to say there was one other thing. I had this other note in here. I'm just not sure if it's I've been thinking, like, this past week, I've been thinking a bit, and like, there's something about friendship for me that I've been like contemplating, kicking around a bit recently. And I've been thinking, like, man, like, if, in my opinion, do you think that a friendship is something worth fighting for?
Wow, man, that's not a black and white question.
Not at all. Not at all.
Because every friendship you have is completely different.
100% agree.
So it would depend completely on, I guess, how much you've invested into that person, and how much you feel they've invested into you.
Yeah,
that's what it boils down to.
Do you have friendships? And I'm asking myself the same thing. Do you have friendships that you were like, you know what, this wouldn't be worth a fight for?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. In friendship, I think I've got a lot of friends. I've also got a lot of people I know. Right. And I'm not talking about people you know. I'm not talking about people you know. I'm talking about a friendship, someone that you really consider a friend. Like, because I'm not sure if I wrote this note down where it was a question where, if a friendship isn't worth fighting for, should you stay in the friendship, even if there's no problem? But if you're like, to myself, I'm like, man, I would put forth no effort. If this went left, I would put forth no effort to try to fix it.
Yeah.
Should I even bother or burden myself with that relationship now? Because obviously it doesn't, obviously probably the wrong word. Perhaps it doesn't mean anything to me, that relationship. If I wouldn't be willing to put up a fight for it. I don't mean like a fisticuffs, but like a little like, hey man, what the fuck's going on? Hey, let's sort this out. Let's put forth some effort and work to kind of get to the bottom of what's going on.
What I've noticed most is, you know, relationships, whether it's a friendship or anything else, it's a two-way street. And I've got, like, if I call you 3 times and you don't answer or call me back, I'm and I've done this before, I'm deleting your number on my phone. You know, you think about work friends, right? We've all got work friends. You make friends with people, like, and when people leave a job, like, I'll be honest with you, like, he was a work friend, but I talk to this dude every day. He left the company and he works for, I might talk to him once a week now. You know, because you don't think about it, but your friendship is based probably about talking shit about work, right?
Right.
Yep.
Or asking questions about, hey, this, that, or the other.
Or the convenience of,
or the
convenience each
right
day, yeah.
Right. So, you know, like, I had a guy, and in my situations, I don't see people that often because I work remotely, but, you know, I'm on a team and I talk to people, and in my job prior to this, I had a guy that, you know, we'd hit it off. Like, he was into a lot of the same nerd shit. We talked about movies. I remember we were together when the first Suicide Squad movie came out. We had both seen it and we went and saw it again together. He leaves, and like, I called him like 3 or 4 times. He never answered the phone. Never. I don't know what happened to this dude. He went to
strange.
And it's like, okay, that's cool. I guess our friendship was worthless to you, and then that's fine.
Or he died in a car wreck.
Well, I know he didn't die in a car wreck. But
Or he could have turned into a psychic.
he could have
Changed his name.
He could.
Yeah.
It might not have been his name at all the whole time.
Exactly.
All of a sudden he's got a Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
Call me now.
Because I was thinking, like, you know, if I have, similar to you, I have work friends, and this isn't a dig at them, you know, necessarily, but like, I've noticed, like, I feel like some of them are like, well, a fair swath of them are like Meatloaf. It's like, you know, they're always like, hey man, if you ever need anything, hit me up, let me know what I can do. And like, and then I'll hit them up like, hey man, I'm not the guy to usually say this, but I need something. And then I would do anything for friends, but I won't do that. You know, it seems like every time, you know, so like, and I hate asking for help anyway, you know, or assistance, but like, and it's not directly tied to this, but you know, like, I think sometimes people say things. It's just like when somebody dies, right? Like, hey man, let me know if you need anything. And it's like, I had a buddy of mine that like, we had a running joke, and anytime either one of us had lost somebody and we hit the other one up, we'd be like, I need a steak. That's funny. I need an 8-ounce fillet cooked perfectly. You choose the restaurant, and like as like a joke because like who's going to come and fucking bring you? You know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, with that being said, we can get into some notes. So, UFC United Fighting Couple. This domestic incident that happened between Dana White and have you seen this?
Dana White? No, I thought you were going another direction because there was another MMA guy that got into some shit.
Dana White issues statement after video shows him and wife hitting each other on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I did not see that.
Oh, it's pretty interesting. So like, let me see if
how did that not cross my desk?
Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to have the video or not. I think it's been taken down in a lot of places, but like she slaps him, and then he certainly returns fire, and it's at a party, and this fucking site has too many ads to actually find. Like here's the thing, like I don't really mind if your site has ads because like you had to make a living, right? And you provided this thing, and I want to use the thing, so I'm down to deal with your apps, but like. Also make it so that I can get to the information as well. Like if I got to skip the ad or if I got to watch the ad or whatever, that's fine. But allow me to get to the information. So I can't find the video on this site. But yeah, something happened. I don't know. I don't know if you had any thoughts on it because there's some wrestling stuff going on too, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
So talk about that a bit because I can't really keep track of it.
Oh man, it's a mess. So here we are, how many days we're into. So last year, Vince McMahon, was publicly accused. Actually, let me back up. Vince McMahon is the I guess the owner, quote unquote, and was the chairman of the board of World Wrestling Entertainment, right? The wrestling company, which is an global entertainment company. It got leaked that he had paid some hush money to some women with company funds, which is a big no-no from the SEC. Right. So like the government's doing long story short, he retired, quote unquote, stepped away, yet he owns like 33% of the stock. So he's still the majority owner of the company. The product on television, since he's been away from it, has improved immensely. And there were several other things that come up, allegations, some very old stuff, some new stuff. But now Vince McMahon is, as of yesterday, I think, he's coming back.
I saw that.
He is. He basically did a power play and said their TV rights renewals are coming up, which means like they're on Fox and they're on USA, which is Universal, Bobby's favorite company.
My favorite in the world. Specifically their music group.
Yeah. Hey, man. Cash Money Records.
Yeah.
And everybody else. So let me backtrack just a little bit. A couple years ago, right before the pandemic, they had decided that the WWE Network, which was basically an app where they had all their catalog, and then over the years they had bought all these smaller companies' catalogs, and they had all these historic. It was basically like a history of pro wrestling was on WWE's their app. They sold all of that in a licensing deal to Peacock. So now, if you have Peacock, WWE is on Peacock, which they went from getting $10 a month from me to nothing because I get Peacock for free with my Xfinity. Whatever, you figure that mouth out. In that process, he let go of 2 of his long-term associates from the board of directors that did not want to do that. Financially, they said it doesn't make any sense. So they've been gone. Vince is gone. His daughter and this guy named Nick Khan are the co-CEOs of the company. Well, now Vince is doing this power play. He said, I'm coming back. He put in the bylaws that he can change. You cannot negotiate TV rights, which I think are up next year, without me. You cannot do it. So now he's back on the board of directors. And those 2 people he fired, he brought them in with him. So now he'll have the voting power to do whatever the hell he wants.
Wow.
He's selling the company. That's what this is. He's 80 fucking years old.
Right.
He's going to sell the company. And I think, Bobby, I know you love the guy. But I think the eyebrows going to raise I've been saying this since this whole shit went down. Dwayne Johnson will somehow be involved in the ownership of WWE.
I will co-sign. And
if you smell,
if you're ever in a conversation somewhere and you need to be like that, look, I'll call a friend and let it. I volunteer to be that friend because I remember you saying. I've said
it all. This is a power play. He's pulling a power play to I don't know why an 80-year-old man needs more millions and billions of dollars.
Yeah,
but that's what this is.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't affect the product on television because it's been really, really good the past 6 months since he left.
Yeah, I've been seeing it. A lot of
crazy shit, man.
A lot of hubbub. Dude, this Nolanheimer. Have you seen this trailer? It's Oppenheimer.
Oh, is Christopher Nolan doing that?
Yeah.
I have not watched the trailer, and I did not realize that Nolan was doing it.
Yep. So it's about the dude that made the atom bomb.
Okay.
And it looks like it's going to be fucking amazing.
Really?
Yeah. And like, he makes good movies, man. So like, I'm excited. But I was looking into it a bit, and like, supposedly they're going to replicate some sort of explosion. And like, I'm guessing they're going to do it out in the desert somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it'll be a radioactive explosion. I don't think they could get the clearance for that.
Probably not.
But but it's supposed to be the biggest explosion ever recorded on the biggest explosion of all time.
Good people on both sides of the explosion.
That the movie industry has ever seen. Which just makes me like, there's a cynical part of me that's like, because you can only do it once, and it's like, man, how could you fuck that up? Imagine being the person like slipped and like hit the camera, and the camera like, and like, I am so sorry. Oh God,
I know they should get Larry David involved. It would somehow get fucked up in me.
You remember True Lies? When the terrorist was doing the communication, and he was like, yeah, we got this nuclear thing, and then the guy who was doing the camera was sweating, and he's looking at it faking like he's really watching it, and he's like what? Better that is. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you're talking about.
Dude, the funniest thing, I was thinking about like the most awkward, one of the most awkward like humorous moments that I've ever witnessed firsthand. And I think we were all in the mopping truck, right? And we're driving around, and we had our supervisor was a controversial character. And we're driving, and it's late at night. And the driver, I'm in the back. I can barely hear or make out, but the driver looks and says, "Hey man, while I got you, I heard there's some rumors circulating around that like I can't stand you and like hate working for you, and I'm looking to like go somewhere else and not be around you anymore, and like you're making the job miserable for me. I just want to let you know that's not accurate. That's not accurate." And the supervisor turned his head like 90 degrees, like really slowly, and went, "I hadn't heard that."
Oh
my God.
Oh my God. Did he have to hang his mop at a different
No, actually the supervisor left shortly. And then the last note is Renfield. It's Nicolas Cage playing Dracula, and
that's some wild notes, Phil. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, it's the first. It's always like this.
Oh, it's a dry spell.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty funny premise, but like, so it's like Renfield checks himself into like a couples therapy, not couples therapy, like a like domestic violence almost, like or like I'm having trouble with my spouse, like therapy session to like complain about Dracula, like being in a toxic relationship with Dracula. And it's like, it seems pretty funny, but like I'm going to tell you, I think I was thinking about Joe because I was watching it and I was like, I'm interested in this. I think I've met my Jared Leto.
Yeah.
It's Awkwafina.
Okay.
And when I saw that she was in it, I was just like, I refuse. I can't stomach her. Like,
Wow.
I just find her to be so obnoxious.
I'm just glad you dislike her more than The Rock.
Yes, but she's in the same category. I was thinking about this. I was like, man, who's all in that circle, right? So like people that like I have a hard time watching. The Rock, Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise. I'm gonna try to put them in order.
Okay.
I think it's The Rock.
Is Aquafina first though?
I think Aquafina might be second.
Oh, wow.
Only because I've only seen her in one thing. And like they're kind of equal because I don't want to see them in anything else. Like I will avoid it. I've made an exception for Shazam. Like I'll make an exception for Shang-Chi too. And then I'm gonna say Tom Cruise. And then Keanu Reeves would be my fourth because like there's plenty of Keanu Reeves movies that I can watch. Yeah. It's just it depends on the role with him.
So why The Rock at Rock's number one?
Yeah, I find him unbearable. I just find him unbearable. I don't think he can act. I think he knows how to play one character. It's pretty much The Rock, and then The Rock is just The Rock is in the jungle. The Rock is protecting the city from an earthquake.
Let's be honest. He has been, yes, obviously typecast, but his movies make a lot of money. So
oh, for sure. If you want to talk about like one of the most popular actors, I would say it was probably hands down.
He literally was voted the most popular.
Yeah, like I would say that in a second. You know,
What do you feel that way also because he's oversaturated? Like you see a lot of them. Like I feel that way about kind of like Kevin Hart because I see like you see Kevin Hart everywhere, and after a while he wasn't funny.
He's trying to trick me into gambling. Like every time I turn on the TV, I'm like, I don't care. I can bet on sports in Maryland. I don't need you to tell me that, Kevin Hart.
And guess what? When I'm on those good diet days, that buffalo wing that he holds on to,
the one that's like
that
cold
shit's
buffalo
gotta
wings.
be a movie prop because that shit don't look real.
No,
that wing looks so good.
They put clear coat on that wing.
what you call they were talking to Bautista recently.
Yep.
And he was like, you know, they brought The Rock up, and he was like, and he said it like an answer that I kind of respected. He was like, look, my intention was never to be the next Rock. I just wanted to be a good actor. Yeah. Like I'm not worried about like, you know, and I was like, dude, it kind of shows, man, and what that dude is doing. Not that I love all of his roles, but like it's obvious that he is like he's acting.
Yeah.
But yet he's done Rock-esque movies. Like
he
of course his action movies. And
well, he's a great big jacked up dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
but he's also done like the Knives Out shit and the fucking what's that other shit, the horror thing that he's got.
The zombie
people
thing
in the woods or whatever it is. Like he's part of a cult.
What? I don't know.
Yeah, it's coming.
He did the Zack Snyder zombie movie.
Did he? I haven't watched it.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
No, it's on Netflix.
Well, I might watch it. I might watch it.
And it's shot in 8K, which is interesting.
I might watch it very soon.
You should.
I think I only have a month and a half though.
Oh no!
Well, I mean, it was.
Well, I don't. You could probably watch some ads in there and spread it out. Hey, you might even be able to get some DVDs in the mail for a month. I don't know how much that costs if they still even do it.
I wonder. Well, they outsource that. It's like a different company. It's like
it's probably Blockbuster.
It's like Movie Reach or something. It's
it's Blockbuster. Wouldn't that be funny if the full circle is and it's Blockbuster doing the movie fulfillment?
Yeah.
They got VHS tapes.
I'm trying to think. Oh, I watched another one. I watched the Irish. No, that's not it, is it? It's the band is. This is not the right title. But pretend when I say Ireland that I'm talking about a particular spot in Ireland, or it could be Scotland. I'm not entirely sure. Somewhere in the general proximity of those islands.
Then we're not going to be number one this week.
Yeah, it was like the Banshees of Ireland.
Okay, yeah.
It's on HBO. It's good. I forgot to mention it. It's I have one criticism of it, but like it's about two friends, and one friend just out of the blue one day is like, don't want to deal with you anymore, ever. And the other friend is like, well, wait, why? And it's like, I just told you I don't want to deal with you anymore. I would have to deal with you to tell you why I don't want to deal with you anymore. And like he's like kind of like following him around, like, wait, we've been friends for fucking. What are you doing? And he's like, if you don't fucking stop following me around and talking to me, I'm going to cut a fucking finger off and send it to you. And so he doesn't stop. He cuts his fucking finger off and sends it to him. Then he's like, well, fuck. Let me fall back a little bit. But then he like sits down with him and he's like, look, man, I got to talk to you about this. Like, whatever. And he's like, okay, fair enough. Goes up to his house, cuts all his fucking fingers off, throws them at the fucking house.
What?
Yeah. And more craziness ensues. It's not funny. It's like a heavy drama. But it's good. My only issue is you never really find out why the one dude didn't want anything to do with the dude anymore. You know, it's Colin Farrell and then some old.
That's the guy from. He was in Gangs of New York. Had the shillelagh.
The other
Big
dude?
guy. Yeah, that's the other guy.
Could be.
I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
But it was good.
Wait a minute, I could do it. Hey, you know what? Look, let me talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
So, everybody, I don't know about podcasts. I don't know. I just come here and I'm thankful that I get a chance to do it. But I've been watching y'all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys will be on it. Like, I ain't know I was supposed to come here with notes. I got a fancy phone too. Okay. So guess what? If I'm invited next time, I might have a note because I'd be looking lost. I'd be like, wait a minute.
It took me a while. It took me a while to start making notes.
Well, I mean, I pretty much started from day one making notes because
Yeah.
I'm like, my memory is not what it used to be. As my teeth get longer, my mind gets duller.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just write down and honestly, some weeks I'll forget and I'll be like, we're recording this week. We're recording later today, and I'm like, I have no recollection of what happened over the past 7 days.
And that's what I'm talking about. Y'all got to get me right. And I'm watching and I'm like, yeah, hey, do an episode about rookies and bring me back.
Yeah.
So I learned some stuff.
I was hanging out with some buddies of mine recently and just enjoying some good banter. And there was this one dude. He's got kind of a yeah, that's him. Yeah, he wasn't. You're right. Seeing him like that. Yeah, he was in Gangs of New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
He was.
He looks Irish as fuck.
yeah, right.
He was this dude's got kind of a big head, right? And this other dude was just making fun of how fucking big his head was all day, pretty much. And I was quite enjoying it. I was like the jokes, but the World Cup was on, and it was like the final game, and there was some ball that was heading. It was like heading like perpendicular or adjacent or parallel to the goal, and this one soccer player jumped up and tried to hit it with his head, but he missed, and the dude was like, oh, you'd have definitely made that.
Oh man.
You know, it was just all day, you know, like it was so good.
Hey,
Like,
sometimes those little Jones and the slickness of it.
Yeah.
You know, when you just say, yeah, you wouldn't have missed that shit.
yeah,
Those are the best ones.
And you
was
make
so
the look
funny.
too at that person like,
it was like the whole room just started fucking laughing, you know, like so good.
have you seen Tyson on Hulu?
I have not. I'm familiar
That was
with it.
actually pretty good. The guy, Trevante Rhodes.
I don't know who he is.
The only reason why I say this because my wife came down once again and she said, okay, Trevante. I said, all right, fuck it, add him to the list too.
Back to the gym.
But you know what I'm saying? But it was pretty good though. Like as far as like Mike Tyson's, you know him coming up in the world and stuff. Like the news and you know what you see is like you peg him as some type of animal or some type of monster. This is just me. You know, I see him as some type of animal, but like he just was. He grew up rough.
Yeah.
Boxing was his outlet, and it was just a shame that no one really showed him how to be a human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they would just focus on the money.
Yeah, and like I mean, I thought you would have like
Somebody
just me.
fucking taught him how to be a monster. I'll tell you that much.
Well, that was the trainer, Costas or whatever his name is, the first
Yeah.
trainer he got.
Yeah.
He was like, look, I want you to go out there and kill him. That's what you're supposed to do. And
Yeah.
if you take that with life,
Right.
you're gonna be good.
Yeah.
And that's all he knew. Like, I mean, going to him and Robin Givens, I thought he was the bad guy with Robin Givens.
Yeah.
But come to find out, it was her.
Yeah.
Really?
You know, if you watch it, the way he's
Yeah,
throwing it
yeah,
out
yeah.
there, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I got caught in the loop watching some of his some clips of him when he was like 18, 19 years old. And they did the other guy that was fighting him was like, yeah, I'm up and comer, blah, blah, blah. I've been doing this. Tyson over there, he's only had so many fights. Like 13 seconds in, this dude's on the ground. I mean, I didn't even see the punches.
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
Like, how do you, it's crazy.
Gary told me this story. I can't remember if he said it on Nerve Rage or not, but like the Tyson Spinks fight. I remember watching that fight in real time as a kid, and like my dad had it. Like a whole bunch of like his buddies were over the house, like fire department guys, and it was fucking rowdy as fuck, and everybody was all worked up. And of course, like that fight's the main event, so you got to watch all this other bullshit fights to like get to it. And the fight lasted like a minute and 30 seconds or some ridiculous shit. But like when they came out, Spinks is like rattled. Like you can tell like he's not comfortable. And I was talking to Gary about it, and Gary said the reason why that is because there was because Spinks was like the champion. And there was an argument over who should get to come out first, because Tyson was like the bill, and Spinks was the champ, or was once the champ, or whatever the case may be. And Spinks got to come out first, and their lockers butted up against one another, And Tyson, before the fight started, just started wailing on these fucking lockers against the wall of Spinks for like 5 minutes. So when Spinks comes out, he's just had to listen to that dude hit the opposite side of the wall with all of his fucking might for like 5 minutes, and he's already lost. You can just see it in his fucking face. He's already lost. That dude was a fucking animal, man. Like another fucking icon, fucking Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good. I think you should check it out. It's a series, and they pulled that limited to it. So I think it's one done, but it was good. I like it.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I would like to check it out. I've watched a bunch of shit. Like I've watched a bunch of like his movies about him over the years, and HBO did a movie about him some time ago. Let's get into the question. But Vanessa Williams, was she? I get confused on this. Was she in Head of the Class?
Robin Gibbons was in the head.
Robin Gibbons was in.
That's the one that he was married to, for
and that's the one that he was married to.
Yeah, because Vanessa, and Robin Gibbons was the known one. Then he had like a bunch of not randoms, but he kind of just dealt with regular.
He got his business done.
Yeah, he did.
I've seen his house, the mansion that he used to have a mansion in Virginia, and I've seen it multiple. He used to drive like it was like a tourist thing.
Where the tiger was.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that one I saw.
All right, so questions. Broken Pixel. Sup, Nerd Rage. I know you're having issues keeping accessories easily available. 2 ideas, but one takes some bookkeeping. I know this is finished crap, but it's the concept. Pegboard if you've got room. Not sure what your tool shed situation is. Mine is non-existent, so it's going to be a challenge. But I can easily see the lure type, color, and transparency of the bait based on the day's weather. I imagine this could be a product line, character inversion, something like that. I've decided to use it for 40K. He has a catalog system like inventory management systems. This is idea 2. So he has some pictures of it.
Listen, I ain't trying to do work.
There, I mean, it's like
I get it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Wow.
I just like especially for 40K, like the tackle box style stuff will work great.
What are we looking at exactly? Are those shelves on a?
No, I think these are no.
Oh, I see. I thought that was like Calyx stacked up.
I did
like,
it first
what?
too. They're just like little tackle boxes.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't think like I have full
my shit wouldn't fit it. But I know people who do stuff like that.
Yeah. This is smart, especially for this 40K stuff. I just have 3 big ass totes filled with accessories.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
That's like me. I got 3 small sandwich Ziploc bags. That's it. No comparison. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I have them all like separated, and then I have like a miscellaneous one where it's like, oh, I missed this somewhere down the line.
Oh my god, that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna organize all this, but then I forgot I get 12 figures in a fucking week.
Yep.
So now I got all their accessories, and I just put them in a bag together.
So I have 3 big tubs of bagged accessories with instructions or whatever the case may be, and then I have 1 small tub filled with like, okay, I happen to come across this hand. I'm not exactly sure who it goes to, but if you are trying to sell this shit and you're missing something, you consult the missing box for any it's like my system.
Question for both of y'all.
Yeah.
Is it true? I saw it somewhere that, like I said, going back to my sandwich bag, I was 100 about that. I only got sandwich bags.
Listen, I got lots of sandwich bags too.
But does that take away from the being in the sandwich bag? There's an acidity to it or something? Because I saw a commercial say you need to get the regular collector bags because the sandwich
That's somebody trying to say you collector bags.
Yeah.
No, that's, I mean, it goes back to like, do you ever collect comic books years ago? Well, you got to get the acid free, this, that, and the other. Well, here we are 20 years later. You see anybody who's like, oh no, the acid ruined my comic books.
Right.
That's a good point. How much did we spend on acid free bullshit? And now we're like, do you know anybody who's like, oh mom, the acid ruined all my comics. I should have listened.
I mean, how much are we fucking wasting on unleaded gas? Just
yeah, and this whole asbestos thing, right? It's already, the insulation's already in your house, right? And did Flint ever get that water?
Which one?
Did Flint ever get that water?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think so.
They're all right.
It is fucking ridiculous that shit hasn't been sorted out. So anyway, Shoki writes in. He says, public bathrooms. Happy New Year's, gents. Listening to either the latest or the best of NRR this week. Everything runs together right now. And Joe mentioned hating handicapped stalls because they're too big.
Bro.
In my job in the cardboard industry, I get around and use a lot of public toilets. And I'll tell you that yesterday I used a handicapped stall so big, NYC would charge $6,000 just to rent it. I don't know what kind of dance parties they must be holding in the bathroom at Heb, but damn if I didn't feel like a king of a throne. Happy 2023.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a big motherfucker, and I look for that. I look for that handicap one.
I bet.
And
I bet. If I entered into a bathroom and there was only one open stall and it happened to be the handicap one and we both really had to go, I would just let you. I would be like, look, man, it's the right thing.
Bless up.
You know,
I have been rolled up on though.
Oh God, it got worse the more I thought about it.
It was not a play on words. Be like, I'll be done in a sec. Well, they don't know. Maybe that was the only stall that was open. What am I supposed to not use the bathroom because if the other two stalls are occupied?
Right.
But you run into them sometimes. They'll have like their own sink in the stall. It's like you're kitted out for the whole event in the one little bathroom.
You know, I got. I'm gonna try to look up this. Have you seen this Stanford list? It's pretty amazing.
Stanford list of what?
Unacceptable terms.
Oh no, I haven't.
We'll go through it. It's worth it. But I think this is me saying that The Rock is going to own WWE or whatever.
Yeah.
The future of public spaces will be a series of bathrooms on a wall. Like 10 to 15 bathrooms on a wall, single bathrooms, door with a stall and a sink. And that'll be that. The idea of like a communal bathroom will go away, and it won't be a ladies' room, it won't be a men's room, it won't be a family room. It'll just be 10 bathrooms laid out identical that just say bathroom on it, occupied or unoccupied, and that'll be the end of it. That's my guess.
Some places have gone to that. Like I was at our corporate office a while back, and they just have it's just a bathroom. You know, it just locked or unlocked.
I mean, I'm up for it. I would much prefer like you know when you're at a urinal,
neutral bathroom.
At a urinal, I'm like, come on, man. There's 6 of them free, dude. Why are you right next to me?
Hey,
you know, and it's not even like it's not a sexual thing. It's just like why?
Yeah, like you don't have to be close.
It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent of getting on an elevator, a big ass elevator, and you stand right next to somebody. You don't do that. You go to opposite corners. It's the fucking code.
Yep.
Except in the elevator, if your dick's out, it's weird. I mean, in most situations.
In most.
I would say, I don't know why, but almost every time I go to the bathroom at Target, it's just a weird vibe in there, man. I was in the Target this week. I walked in there. My man is, I mean, the first thing I see is a dude's back. He's at the urinal and he has his hands on his hips.
Dude, just free pissing?
I don't know.
No, I'm not
assuming,
with that.
I'm assuming he got everything lined up and just decided to get a little stretch in.
No, hell
I remember
no.
I was in we were in like somewhere in Virginia one time with the kids, and we were at a Target, and like there was some dude in there like having this whole conversation with himself. He wasn't on a phone. And at several other times, just like some weird shit in a fucking Target bathroom. Fucking Target, man.
I'm like, man.
He's talking into his belt buckle like Blank Man. I would love to play with you right now, but I can't.
I get it.
I wasn't talking to my Jimmy.
Speaking of which, my sex life is still in the toilet in case anybody was curious.
Join the club up top. Yay.
Yeah. I think we should go down low, so to speak.
Oh, hey, yo.
I think that one's still here. Yeah, classic. You can't get rid of the classics. Paul C. Happy New Year, gentlemen. I know you guys don't do New Year's resolutions. Are they, as they are just an arbitrary date? But is there, and first of all, Paul, speak for yourself. I definitely do New Year's resolutions. As they are just an arbitrary date, but is there anything that you are looking forward to doing, accomplishing, seeing, etc. this coming year? He doesn't have to be anything. It doesn't have to be anything life altering. It can be something that excites you. So,
I do have a couple.
Go, shoot.
I'm really scaling back from a collector standpoint, what I'm pre-ordering.
Okay.
Because so many things I paid full price for were on sale by the end of the year. Yeah. It's kind of infuriating. Mm-hmm. So like I collect these AEW wrestling figures, and I normally just pre-order them from this Ringside Collectibles. Is like the only online place you can. It's either you order them from there or you're hustling trying to catch them at Target, which is
BBTS and shit.
Nope.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't think the wrestling sells well because they don't carry much WWE there either.
Huh.
like I was paying $26-27 a piece for some of these. They had an end of the year sale. Shit was like $4 or $5. That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, if you scale that, like, so in army building, I like to army build, like buy multiples of a figure, right? Like the Crimson Guards. I bought 6 of them. I'm just gonna buy my mental rule is no more than 2 for a pre-order if I pre-order it, and then wait till they're on sale somewhere. Like the Cobra bats were like $12 at Amazon one time.
Oh yeah,
you just got to pay attention. To
so my question about this, because I'm playing with it now, jumping on board with G.I. Joe. How do you have the mental to not be like, damn, if I don't get this now, I feel like I'm gonna miss it? Because going to those Crimson Guards, I've noticed, I shouldn't even be saying it because I can't get it, but big bad toy stores, they got them. And I'm saying maybe I should get them right now because I'm seeing that they're going to, everybody's going to want an army build. How do you just be like, you know what, fuck it, let me not?
Well, honestly, that's been one of my challenges. Is like I had to get over that mental hump, and it's just, the army build, if it's convenient, that's what it's basically going to boil down to. Financially convenient to do it. Like 1 or 2, sure, that's fine. But I'm not going to buy 6 or 7 of anything going for it. And it like pre-order, like I had a conversation with Matt B about, it was right when those
that's a good dude.
Yeah, those episode 2 Hot Toys released, and I'm like, dude, they look so great. This is like what I've been wanting. He's like, now, are you going to pre-order them now? Or are you going to wait till they're on sale in 3 years? It'll take 1.5 years for it to come out. And then it seems like I think there's a curve. Let me explain. Let me explain.
There's a curve.
They are, all right, everybody pre-orders everything. So they're like, all right, cool, we're going to make enough for the pre-order. Plus, we can do basically double that. So the curve is that. It's like, well, shit, now we got to put this stuff on sale. When people see it's on sale, they're like, I'm not going to pre-order this shit. I'm just going to wait. So hang on. Okay, the curve keeps going.
I'm trying.
So now the curve goes up. The curve goes up because now people are like, they're going to make all these figures. I don't need to pre-order it and tie my money up. I can wait. But then they're like, oh, we didn't get as many pre-orders. We probably shouldn't make as many. And then I'm like, fuck, I'm paying $500 for this $200 toy.
Yeah, because it's like I don't
know, man.
It's so hard. Slope. It's so hard. Like see, my thing is like and this might sound bougie.
It will.
To me, the smart way to go about it would theoretically be to check the Sideshow site like every day and see when it goes on waitlist.
Yeah.
Get in as soon as you can on a waitlist, you're probably going to get it.
Right.
If it doesn't go on waitlist, you can wait to play the long game and get it on sale.
Right.
Forgive my Amiri slides. It's not worth it to me.
To save the money?
I'd rather just pay the $275 and not have to check the fucking site every day. And then
I get you.
Knowing my luck, the day I missed the waitlist day because I had my fucking internet was down in Maryland for the day. I miss it, and the next day it's sold out everywhere. That's my luck.
And that's the mental block that I've had to work around to get to where I'm like, let's just go. Like in the Mezco stuff, I'm not, dude. I've got money tied up on Mezcos for years.
Yeah,
I'm done with that. If it's something like I want, and it's one of their like. I think I'm done collecting superheroes. I've got enough superheroes. I mean, how many fucking Batman, Superman? I mean,
he's the flagship character.
I understand that, but I've got a great representation of these characters already. I don't feel like I need another one. So I'm just buying like their proprietary stuff because and I think I might be going more towards that like designer toy aesthetic more so than, no offense, 28 Gambits or 28, you know.
Dude, I like that big money talk, man. That shit works for me. Every time you talk the big money talk, I love it. It makes me fucking
look at this guy. So that would be if I have a resolution. It's and I think there's a lot of people in our circle that are kind of thinking in a different way about the way they're spending money.
I think people are getting exhausted, man, and
it is exhausted.
And I think they're getting exhausted because they're not. There's very few lines that they're getting the satisfaction from in that same way. You want me to tell you what's been in my entire history of? I hate using this type of terminology, but all right, I'm gonna shoot myself in the head. Hardcore collecting. All right, rest in peace, Bobby. But like, of really trying to put money and efforts towards building something that I'm proud of, and blah 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 blah. The most satisfying collection in that regard has been my Turtles collection, the NECA Turtles.
Really,
because they ran everybody.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't fuck around. I didn't get 38 Leonardos before I got fucking Rat King. You know, like, they just ran the characters.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like there's a few.
Also, you got Rat King, which is wild.
Well, exactly, but that's you know what I mean. But that is that's often what it comes down to me. Like with fucking Marvel Legends, I'm still chasing a fucking feral. You know what I mean? I'm still chasing I was chasing a fucking Banshee. You know, until the recent announcement. But it's like, fucking Fangry with Transformers. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like I have a hard time with them ever getting to the obscure. There's very few lines that go that far. Like Mattel's DC UC went that far. Marvel Legends have gone that far. But like, look how long it's taken them to get there. You know, and I think with like constantly feeling like you need to buy 1,000. Batman or Wolverines or Spider-Man or Optimus Primes to get the one fucking runabout or run amok. It's like, it's fucking exhausting. It is. Yep. So I think a lot of people are feeling that fatigue. I don't think it's a collector fatigue. I don't even think it's an expenditure fatigue. It's a fucking lack of excitement fatigue.
It is.
Just feeling like you're just raked over the coals back and forth.
Well, I mean, today Mezco sent 2 emails out. Hey, we're charging for these figures this week. 2 of them. And they destroyed everybody. They hit, I don't know how many, I think 12 things came in, like, that you would put deposit down, that came in in the fourth quarter. It's been wild.
And their turtles look like shit.
Bro, $400.
They look like shit.
I don't know what they're supposed to be. That's the thing. I don't know.
I guess it's their take on them, but it's just they're bad takes.
Weird. I don't like it. Yeah, I posted, like, I'm looking at the accessories, figuring out how because what they do is they like, all right, we got to design all the shit for the turtles. Now let's take these parts and put them with our, Rumble Society stuff. So I was like, I wonder how they're going to use these parts in their proprietary stuff.
I'm A-okay with original takes. Like, have you ever seen the Iron Studios turtle set?
I'm sure I have.
I'll pull it up real quick just for the sake of it. But like, they're original takes on the turtles, but they look fucking cool. They don't look fucking goofy. And but like that's them all 4.
See, I like that. It's a little bit of a more modern take. It's a little bit towards like the recent movie style, but with the classic headbands and whatnot.
Correct. And like that's I think the kind of stuff that interests me more. But like just speaking of that turtle set specifically, but like I think that like there's just, I don't know, man. There's a lack of regard, I think, for the consumer, and the more kind of like all these fucking rumors circulating this Galactus. Have you seen this shit? So there's rumors that that they have an excess stock of Galactuses that they're going to wholesale out to places like Ollie's.
No way.
It's not the American Ollie's, though. It's the UK Ollie's. But yes, Kapow Toys made a post about it. I'll read it real quick.
I thought this was going to be a gag. I'm going to be honest. I thought you had some clever
No. I have a good joke, but I don't think it's appropriate. I'll tell you later. Let's see here. Maybe I can't put my finger quite on it, but it was a Kapow. Let me see if I can just find it on. I'm sorry, listeners, while I try to find this shit.
So, why would they not just? I don't know. It's weird. They wouldn't just put them up on Hasbro Pulse or something.
I agree. Let me see if I can. I'm on Kapow Toys now, but Kapow Toys, to be fair, and they've spoken.
That's a UK side to those who don't know.
Correct. And they've spoken to me a couple times and have said that they will. So I think they deleted the post already. But they put up a post yesterday saying that it's their understanding that certain places are getting Galactus and to look out for it. But they're also, and I don't think they mean to, because the guy has reached out to me personally. He seems like a good dude, but they stir the pot. And I'm not sure if they stir it for the sake of stirring it, if they stir it because they enjoy stirring it, or if they stir it because they're trying to do a service.
Maybe they're stirring it because they sell spoons.
Hope to see you again, so spoon. Anyway, let's see. We have and there was something else I feel like I wanted to say about all that shit. Collect. Oh no, New Year's resolutions. I've been giving mine as well. So one of mine is obviously a step back from public content. A second one for me is I want to get more comfortable at saying no. No.
I used to be there too. Yeah.
I suck at it. I fucking suck at it.
Is it the letdown aspect?
I don't want to fucking... I know how it feels to be told no.
Yeah.
And I hate it. You know? And I don't want to be that for other people.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I'm trying this year to make an effort to say no. Sorry, but no.
I don't think you need to say sorry.
There you go.
You don't have to say sorry.
Because that's what hit you, and you'll be like, maybe I shouldn't have said no.
Yeah.
Just say no. And it's not even you being a tough guy or a badass. Just be like,
it just feels shitty.
Yeah, I understand that. But sometimes you have to practice these things because, I mean, for me, I feel like you practice it because there's going to be a time when you're really going to have to say no. And that time you won't be ready to say it. So you have to be like in those certain cases like, nah.
There'll be people that I know, right? I would even consider them friends. And they'll hit me up and say, hey, man, can you draw a logo for my company? You know, and usually I've done this before. My stuff usually gets turned down because it's too dark or it's too whatever. And I always just say yes, like, sure, I got you. You know, like, you know, and I ask for something in return, and you know, my business is right, my paperwork is right, but still, it's not ultimately worth my time. You know, and I'm working toward this year being able to say like, no. But at the same time, I feel like I do need to frame it up. You know, but look, man, I would like to do your logo. I've done this in the past. It never turns out right. It's just a waste of my time, a waste of your money. I'm just going to respectfully decline. But like, that's just a fucking long ass way of saying no. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You're trying to say it nice though, because
correct.
If you say it no,
it comes across like an asshole.
Exactly. So
I don't want to be an asshole.
I mean, but like I said, that goes back to you practicing. Because if you say it like that, guess what? Oh, okay, well, I understand. Now, if you say nah, oh, you're a dick. Thanks a lot.
So here's another thing I'm trying to do, and I'm getting ready to fail at it for today, but not totally. So last year, I made a resolution that I was not going to work on content if Laura was home. I did really good at it, with the exception of Nerd Rage, because like it's just kind of a schedule thing. It's like the time is what the time is. But like I never shot a review when she was around, unless she was like, look, I got shit to do. If you need to go do something, then go do something. But like I just didn't do it. And I'm going to try to do that this year with my kids as well. Just be like, hey man, I'm gonna be around if, you know, but it's at the same time, it's like, man, like it's tricky. Like I want to be around for my kids, of course. And we spend a lot of time together. It's not like I'm absentee. Like when it comes to dinner, we all sit down at the dinner table together. We eat dinner together every night. We cook together every night. We listen to music together every night.
And I don't. Do you realize that that's not a common occurrence?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people can.
I don't like my kids don't eat what we eat, so it's either I can have a dinner with my wife and one of my kids and have a good time, or I can argue with my fucking kids about why they're not eating their food.
Right.
At a certain point, my mental health is, you can have your chicken nuggets later.
Yeah.
You know,
and I feel that like, and I'm like, I'm not a big, like, I'm all about like whatever works, you know, because there's some people like would never have, like my house upstairs right now is a fucking wreck.
No, it's not.
But there are people that would be unfucking acceptable. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
I do. But at the same time,
but what I'm saying is that like, so I try not to like look. I would never look at your situation and be like, no, you need to fucking go. You know, I would never, because like the same reason why I hope that nobody's looking at mine and saying, hey man, clean up your fucking laundry. You know, but like, I feel like I want to be more around with them. Like I want to be more accessible, I think is the right term.
Do you feel like you're not at the moment?
I feel like I don't feel like I'm not. I feel like I could be more.
Okay.
So like I just want to be around a little bit more. I want to like they were playing video games the other day, and I was like, man, like I would have liked to have been in on that, but like they didn't even ask me because I was in the office working on something. You know what I mean? And I just want to be around a bit more, just be present a little bit more. So I'm a work on that as well. That's another one of my resolutions. Saying no. Trying not to work on content as much when my kids are around, and doing shit with them and shit. Like, like weather's been fucking great recently. You know, I took Selena over the ball field a couple of times. Like, I had a blast. She's fucking playing well.
Hey, check this out. Do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I'm going. I'm focused. I got my mind right. I've made some changes recently. Like, like sometimes, man, I feel like the fucking ghost and fucking ghost at Ebenezer Scrooge sees, like the ones got all the chains on them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that. And I've been trying to let some of that shit go recently, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm in a good space. I'm in a good mind space. I'm enjoying the content stuff. Like not this. Like I really enjoy the podcasting stuff generally, but like I've. I did a great sit down Saturday today that I lost, that I had to try to recapture the flame on. But even doing that, I was like giddy about it again, which like I haven't been, because I can just say what the fuck is on my mind and not have to worry about how it's going to be taken and how it's going to be seen. Like, so I don't know. I'm in a good space, but I do want to work on a couple of things. And one of those things is just being a little bit more accessible and saying no, That's me. You got any New Year's resolutions?
I won 405 on the gym bench press.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where you at now?
365.
Oh, man.
Wait a minute. That ain't fair. It's like, no, I'm just playing. No, I know. You know what? Like what you guys said, like resolutions, you can make a resolution anytime you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, people say, I'm going to start losing weight to change weight first. You could have did it December the 23rd.
It's hard,
you know
23rd, though.
It's true. I mean, but, just pick a day to do something.
You know what gravy is, right?
Yeah, I do know it. I stay away from it.
All right.
I stay away from it.
But Christmas gravy hits different.
I love it. Just like the rest of
especially Christmas gravy in this house is red. And goes on top of a pizza, in between the cheese and the bread.
That's fair.
The good stuff, right?
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, I never really sat down and thought about it. Like, if I had to think about it right now in front of y'all, honestly, to retire the stay-at-home Greg moniker, it's time for me to get back.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a fun thing. Like, yeah, I'm home. Yeah. Like, no. Every day I was waking up, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Let me help with this. Let me help with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to do something, because I'm not going to be that man that's like, feet up farting, and I'm like, yeah.
No, but I want to pretend that so that I can be jealous.
Well, hey, but you know what?
I know you weren't that way.
But the positive thing about it, what you're talking about with family, I wasn't doing that when I was working at, working for the airline. I'm not going to say the name, but I couldn't, because I was working nights, so I missed the dinners, and I come home, everybody sleeps. So my daughter, she's 5, and so she's doing something new every day, and she's saying stuff, and I'm like, when the hell did you hear that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and so because of this, and this will be a year at the end of January, a year of being, stay-at-home dad, I've learned so much and just experienced so much with my family that I love them and appreciate them a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? So I get where you're coming from. You want to have those moments.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're not planned. They just happen. They sporadically happen.
Like I'm at even with, Jana, like, we have pizza night once a week, right? And it's tonight, and like Jana's not gonna be here because she's got to work, and like, it's like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
it's like it's already starting to happen. Even though she's on my fucking shit list here, anyway. But like, dude, I jumped in her ass with both feet the other day. Like, I'm surprised I was able to make the podcast because I could get my foot unstuck from her ass. She, when I take the dog out, I've been working a lot with the dog, because like I didn't work a whole lot with my other dogs because I was young and I was fucking working all the time. And, but now it's a little bit different. I had the time and I, like, all this shit. So like I'm working with the dog, and it's like, she's doing great. But one of the things I do is, like, when we come home, like, I'll unleash her, like when I'm standing at the bottom of my steps.
Unleash the hounds.
Or at like the back of my garage, and I'll be like, sit, stay. And then I'll be like, go. And she'll run inside, like without a leash. So like they've seen me do it. And Jana's like, I want to try that. And I'm like, you don't get to try that. You are not allowed, period. Well, she fucking did it, and the fucking dog ran and ran after this like family, and like wasn't fucking with him, just like running circles around, like wanting to play, like didn't nip or bite or fucking jump on him or anything. But like I came outside and I was like, come, and like the dog like came right over, and I was like, and as soon as we got inside, I was like, I fucking told you, like I fucking told you. And I know you're right. I'm sorry. And I was like, don't fucking tell me I'm right. Believe I'm right before. You know, like I was furious. Because the thing is, what she doesn't understand is like that incident could have gone left and that's it. It's over. The dog's over. We could lose the house. Like it could all be over like that.
Yeah.
One wrong decision can fuck your whole life up. You know, but she doesn't have that. You know, she doesn't have to learn any of those lessons, you know, and I hope that she never has to. But it's a fucking strict, indifferent teacher when that lesson gets taught with no sympathy.
We got cats. They don't leave the house. But I definitely understand.
All right. Let me go on to the next question. Fuck. Let me pause this for just a second. All right, next one from James G. Happy New Year, crew. Over the holidays, my son is reading Indian in the Cupboard for school. I asked him what figure he would put in if he had the magic cupboard. He told me probably his Optimus Prime from Siege. Not a bad choice. And then he asked me. I had to really think about it and am still not sure, as I've lived longer than him, if I had a lot of cool figures. So what figure would you put in the cabinet from age 4 to 12 when your childhood is magic? And what figure would you put in from your adult collecting life? For me as a kid, I think G1 Point Blank and Micromaster, Decepticon, Military Patrol. I took them everywhere. As an adult, I had to say True Force and Mega Man X. Take care. That's a great figure, by the way.
Remind everyone of the gimmick of the cupboard.
So Indian in the Cupboard was you put the figure in the cupboard. The cupboard was magical. You closed it and made the figure come to life. As a kid, I'll tell you what it probably would have been. It probably would have been a fucking stuffed animal, like a fucking pound puppy or something. I wanted a dog so fucking bad, but we lived in like apartments and trailers and fucking places where you just couldn't fucking have a pet. So it probably would have been that, to be honest. As an adult, it would be whatever the most scantily clad fucking...
Man, yeah, that's pretty easy. I'm going to probably come in here and grab one of Bobby's statues. Let's see, where's that Harley Quinn? Yeah, any Harley Quinn figure.
Yeah.
Oh, from my childhood, though, let me think. It probably would have been from some GI, probably Cobra Commander. Just to see what the fuck happens.
Throw the dice.
That's a good question, though. I like that one.
Yeah,
that's clever.
It is. What about you?
Probably Jazz.
Yeah?
Jazz coming to life being cool and everything.
Now, do they turn... Because if they stay the same size... Because like there's a part of me that says there's a problem.
The problem with you and Transformers, the motherfuckers can't walk.
So I'd have to
carry them everywhere.
Right.
Big old clunky feet, no knees.
I'd have to buy a 1/1 scale statue of something.
Oh snap!
You know,
I don't know, man. A quarter scale Daenerys might not be bad.
Might just get the job.
Might
done.
get the job. You could probably figure it out.
It would look massive. Yeah, but Jazz would be cool. I mean, she's a cool, you know, easy to get along with character. You know,
what about just a bust? What if you put the rogue bust up there?
Or what if it was like I would put like a pocket pussy in the front.
Hello, dude. They sell that shit at Walmart. The Walmart in my town. If you're in line for the pharmacy, they got the condoms and shit. They got fucking dildos and pussy pocket pussies. Yeah, personal massagers. So my wife had to explain to my 9-year-old what that was. Because they're in the line to get at the pharmacy, and there's a 4-foot section of sex shit. Right? They didn't like it's hidden. You know, like the fucking Q-tips takes you an hour to find them in this motherfucker. You want a goddamn dildo? It's right there. Got the little finger thing on it too.
And can't find a gold label McFarlane for shit.
Oh,
probably.
hell no.
Yeah.
Ain't got no Robitussin, but you got that. Come on now.
Walmart knows what you need.
Hey. Hearts and minds, man.
Next one's from Michael T. He says, "What's up, NRR crew? I wanted to ask you the classic Shattercast question with a twist. Where do you see 6-inch Marvel Legends figures or 6-inch Marvel figures in 5 years? Specifically, Marvel Legends and Figuarts. Marvel Legends have made some serious strides in improving figures in digital paint, sculpts, and articulation, but they've already run through most of the classic characters. Can the constant improvements keep the line going? Figuarts has always maintained a high level of quality. Can they stay strong in their MCU line of figures? What do you think about the prices of distribution for both?" So, you know, like, I would imagine my personal on Marvel Legends anyway is you're going to see a lot of like them tackling old characters with the new technology,
the digital
real paint, you know, application.
That, and you know, I mean, articulation has improved. Bobby, have you gotten to mess with that Spider-Man buck that has like the toe articulation and stuff? The Marvel Legends
Renew Your Vow.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
They use it a couple times.
I'm not sure if I have.
They made I remember watching like the live stream, and they were making like it's the biggest deal in the world. They had to talk I guess some of them were having to talk like the production team, and we need to do tow RT, and they were like, it's the biggest thing, but it is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's an incredible, like we had talked about. We were talking earlier about like the domestic lines having that import vibe to it.
Yeah,
and we've talked on here. At some point, you're just collecting figure arts because you like figure arts, because the Marvel Legends are really fucking good now.
Yeah.
Like the stuff, like the MCU selection, I will say.
Yeah. I mean, the shit with the fig arts to me is like, it's just it's really the joints. Like the joints are just more elegant, so to speak.
Hey, yo.
But like, I think that like you'll see a lot of this repaint, like or re-releases of old stuff with like the modern technology used, maybe some of the because it looks like they're moving towards penless, and all that. You'll see a lot of that. The fig art stuff, I think, is going to go away. I think they're going to leave the Western shit alone.
I think they're going to get because anime is so popular now. There's no reason they wouldn't just make Naruto characters forever and Dragon Ball. I mean, they have been, but they could probably go deeper on that.
Way down from
think about peak MCU, peak Star Wars movie releases. It seems like Mafex is more willing to say, "Oh, here's this figure from this movie that came out 7 years ago. We're going to put it out."
Yeah.
Or Mafex is doing the comic book line, which everybody seems to love. Fuck Mafex, by the way.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, you want to see? I got a picture.
What, they done fucked your shit up?
Oh, I bought a Spider-Man from them one time. I keep it in a special folder on my phone. I'm serious. I do, just so. Why? What has happened to me?
Now, see, I had one problem with the cell-shaded one. But,
that's what we're talking about.
but BBTS looked out, though.
So I ordered this from an import site. Without the fucking peg sheared off both hands. They sent me replacements. Fucking same thing happened.
Damn.
So anytime somebody posts a Mafex, I always post this picture and put Mafex quality, but I spell it KWALTIE. Because fuck Mafex.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I remember that was.
Look, I do have some. I've got some of their older, like the Nolanverse stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I've got like their John Wick figures, which Bobby loves John Wick. But I mean, I will never buy anything else from them again, based on my experience.
Yeah, I mean that's a bad one. That's certainly a bad one. But I'll tell you, a lot of their stuff has been great recently, for what it's worth. Like I have one sitting up there that I'm like anxious to crack into, so to speak. But like. Yeah. Even that like Dark Knight, Batman and Robin there in the back.
Oh, they've done some really nice stuff.
I don't blame you.
For me.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I need that Cyborg Superman in my life.
That's what I got sitting upstairs. I haven't got to open the box yet. And then but yeah, I think like I really do think, just to touch on it one more time, like Figuarts is already backed way down on their MCU stuff, and their Star Wars stuff is almost non-existent.
I was going to say, I don't know the last.
It's a Mando thing.
Yeah, you know what? The last Figuarts I got was, I think I ended up with the IG-80, whichever one.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, it scales a lot better than the Black Series.
But to chime in on that other part, what your man said in that question, complete teams. He was like, are we going to bring out some stuff? You know what I'm saying? The stuff that, like you were saying earlier, bring out the stuff people want first. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's checking for
a new Wolverine.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nobody, like, I got the heated claws. You know, I got it, but I didn't need that. I needed a Banshee.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? You needed a Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Complete these teams.
Well, the thing that I think a lot of the time, us that, we've been doing this for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
We don't realize that there's somebody that may walk into a Target and say, "Oh shit, Wolverine figure. That's cool. I've never seen a Wolverine figure in a store before." And they pick it up, and then they're a new collector. You know, in business, the strategy is it more expensive to retain a customer or get a new customer?
Yeah.
Do you know the answer to that?
Get a new one.
Yeah, it's 10 times more expensive to get a new customer.
I take that off of cell phone, because you feel like cell phone companies, they always give newer customers a better deal.
Oh, they were talking mad game to me the other day in Walmart. AT&T was like, "Oh, I'll get you 5 lines for $150 and get you new phones." I'm like,
Bro, I came for the finger pussy. Leave me alone.
Right. Why are you in the health and beauty aid section?
So this is kind of tying into our previous question a bit. This is from Fighting Rabbit. He says, them the breaks. What up, wizards? A while back, I picked up Amazing Yamaguchi Optimus Prime and finally decided to take it out of the package and mess with it. Not even 5 minutes in hand, I end up breaking the hip skirt on the front trying to check the articulation. For the record,
Shakira.
He does not do the full Monty. My question is, have you gentlemen ever broken a piece right out of the box, and what was it? Would you buy from that company again?
I literally just answered this question.
Yep. Showing up there.
So I don't know if I've had any like right out of the box breaks. I feel like I have. What I have had is statue breaks right out of the box, and I can name 3 off the top of my head. One, that Wolverine bust right there at the top corner, pulling it out of the styrofoam. It's a for those that are listening, it's a Gentle Giant Wolverine animated series bust. Pulling it out of the styrofoam, 3 claws broke. Like they didn't break all the way, but they like their connections at the base of the knuckle cracked.
You'd think they would have just packed those separate and had you put them in.
Yeah, or been die cast.
You know, sometimes, do you think there's such a thing as stuff like that's overpacked? I mean, I know.
Yeah, for sure.
I know their goal is to get it to the end user as a solid piece, but you know, sometimes it's like, fuck, man, I'm having anxiety about getting all the packing out of the way.
Yeah,
to make sure to not break it when I get it.
For sure. I have a DC Collectibles Mira. She's up there all the way at the end on the shelf, top shelf.
Green suit lawsuit.
Yep. Green suit lawsuit.
See what I did?
I like that. If you look at her right hand, no one's ever noticed, but every single finger is broken.
Oh, I thought you just had fish fingers.
And the reason why is when I was putting her up there, she came out of her stand, and I tried to catch her before she fell, and I caught her by the fingers, and they all broke off.
Wow.
Oh,
I took her out of the box. I put her on the shelf, and I have one last one. She's not in here, but I have a Batgirl DC Bombshells statue, like the kind of like propaganda or like the Americana pinups. Took her out of the box. Took the stand out of the box, put the stand down, put her into the stand with a peg that was in her foot. It was a little bit of a tight foot. I applied a little bit of pressure, broke 3 places from my pressure of my hand pushing down.
Sounds like you just need to stop buying statues.
Yeah, well, I'm almost there, so it won't be long now. And look, I just got some incredibly unfortunate news for me that I have to sort out. So we are going to cut this a little bit short. I'm going to put in my notes though right now to get back to that Stanford University conversation.
Yeah.
For you listeners, do not look at it. Wait for us to make fun of it. And we'll go from there. I'm going to write it right now, Stanford University. Shout out to the rest of the Cool Table. If you listen to this podcast, as far as I'm concerned, you're part of the Cool Table as well. Shout out to Marilyn Phil on the notes and on Twitter. Shout out to Dante on Facebook, who almost made it today but could not. Shout out to Joe, who was on assignment, of course. Shout out to Raul, on Instagram. And of course, I want to shout out to somebody else, a friend of ours, that had some really good news this past week, and all of us were fighting for him and glad that it turned out the way it did. And I feel like, and if I'm missing anybody, Ricky, I love you. Ricky Tiki Timber on the videos. So there you go. I'm a little rusty. We haven't done this in a couple weeks. Happy New Year. And we have episode 400 this year to look forward to as well.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Till next time. What do you got?
Turkey ass.
Tasty Tate.
Dick player.